with the fact that Tom Girardi had so much power and influence in California that all of the suits are now basically federal, which is like, like the US actual government, like the entirety, like the federal government versus just the state government. Do you think that's a big reason why people are not suing her on the state level, but they seem to be all suing her on the federal level? Like, I'm pretty sure that $25 million lawsuit that she's facing, the $25 million that was ciphered to her Pretty Mess LLC, I'm pretty sure that's a federal lawsuit and not a state. And then also, obviously, the IRS with that 2.27 or 2.3 million, whatever it is, tax lawsuit that she has, her tax lien that she owes, Uncle Tom. Is it Uncle Tom? Uncle Ben? Uncle Sam. That she owes. Sorry, I just made myself laugh. That she owes Uncle Sam. Obviously, that's federal, like the IRS. I don't know. That just came to me, but let's keep going. And put it down below. Let me know what you think. Let's keep going. As estranged husband Thomas Girardi, again, another side note. I don't understand why they keep saying estranged. Maybe they don't want to get sued, but it's so obvious they're not estranged. She's already said multiple times that they talk every single day. She said that Tom is still, what did she say? Like smart as a whip or sharp as a nail or whatever she said. Basically, she low-key admitted that he is still with it, not this dementia, not this Alzheimer's act that he tries to do, but he's very much still okay and fine. And also, don't forget, we saw her in Burbank buying the bottle of vodka on the same day that he was indicted on the federal charges of stealing $18 million. And as we know, he is in a mental facility. Well, not mental, I'm sorry. A memory care facility in Burbank. So you want to say that's estranged? No, that's a relationship. To be perfectly honest, Erika and Tom, in my mind, have a better and stronger relationship than Robin and Juan. Because I think they actually really support each other and have each other's back. I mean, they're evil, they're Bonnie and Clyde, but I think they actually have a more legit relationship. But let's keep going. Okay. As Thomas Girardi appeared in federal court in Los Angeles on Monday, the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills star was dealt a $650,000 lawsuit over concert, musical, and theater tickets purchased for her. The former chief financial officer, CFO of Girardi Keese, Christopher Kamen, and Thomas himself by the disbarred attorney. According to court documents obtained by Radar Online on February 6th, Barry's Tickets Service filed a case against Erika and Christopher as a countersuit to a lawsuit brought against them by the trustee presiding over Thomas's ongoing bankruptcy case. Okay, let's break that down a little bit. Well, no, let's read this part and then we can break it down. In their case against Barry's Ticket Service, the trustee wrote, during a time when Girardi Keese was in a precarious financial state and was not paying its creditors, Girardi Keese began a systematic process of draining the available cash, oftentimes consisting of stolen clients' trust funds by, among other things, making distributions to certain preferred creditors or third parties from funds of Girardi Keese's estate. Side note, that whole preferred creditors, American Express, because American Express, they got their money. That's why they're also being sued by the trustee. Let's keep going. During the 7-year period prior to the petition date, with the assistance of various partners, employees, and family members, Thomas and Girardi Keese conspired by purpose and design to abscond and secrete the assets of Girardi Keese for the purpose of defrauding Girardi Keese's creditors, they added. According to the trustee, Thomas's law firm made nearly 400 payments to Barry's Tickets, totaling $649,000. Woof. In the 4 years leading up to his forced bankruptcy. But according to Barry's Tickets, they believe it is Erika and Christopher who should be held responsible for returning the money, not them. That's why it's a countersuit, right? So the trustee is saying, hey, you got $650,000 $100,000. That is over $500,000. Over $500,000. And unfortunately for you, Barry's tickets, that's stolen money. That's fraudulent money. You got to give it back. So Barry's tickets, they're basically like, hold on. We didn't do anything wrong. We thought the money was good. We thought the money was clean. You need to go get this money from Erika Jayne Girardi and from the chief financial officer, Christopher Kamen, because they're the ones who stole the money and they're the ones who gave us the stolen money, but we didn't know it was stolen. So that's basically what's going on. They're trying to get Erika and Christopher. I'm assuming they're not going after Tom because Tom is 83 and he's pretending like he has dementia and all of that stuff. And they're like, doubtful we'll get it from him. But it seems as though this Christopher guy is with it and Erika's clearly with it. So they're trying to go after them and be like, hey, you know what? You need to get the money from them because they're the ones who stole it. So that's the countersuit. So in their countersuit, Barry's Tickets claims Thomas was solvent when he bought the tickets. But as Real Housewives of Beverly Hills fans well know, much has changed in the years since. In a second report shared by Page 6, Thomas, who was diagnosed with Alzheimer's and dementia in early 2021, was seen in federal court on Monday where he was ordered to undergo a mental competency evaluation during a 15-minute hearing. I love that. I think they should make him do it, But I also think they really need to make sure whoever is doing the evaluation has not been compromised, has not been bought off, isn't his secret love child. We everybody involved in this investigation, they need to have like a double, triple, quadruple background check, security check. Because how do you trust anybody in this investigation when the head local of the LA FBI is allegedly Tom's love child? He may not be the love child. I personally think he is, in my personal opinion. But what we know for a fact is that his mother had an ongoing long-term sexual relationship with Tom Girardi. What we know for a fact is that Tom Girardi gave her over $300,000. What we know for a fact is that Tom Girardi essentially paid off the house that she currently lives in that is evaluated at $1.2 million. Maybe it's 1.3. Those are things we know for a fact. Okay? So anybody who even looks at this investigation, they need to have cavity searches. They need deep dives into their family trees. They need to do 23andMe. They need Ancestry.com. We need to know exactly who these people are because it kind of loses all credibility when you get his love child overseeing the local FBI investigation into it. So I want to know that the people who's administering this, competency test, that they're legit. Because the people, I think, who said he wasn't competent to begin with wasn't legit. I don't know if anybody else out here would just walk in there and say, hey, you know what? I have memory loss. Can I get a conservatorship? Can I go to a memory care facility? Even though I owe, victims and the government and everybody else in the world millions and millions of dollars, and then have the judge go, yep, sounds about right. Go ahead, bye. Where they do that at? Anybody but Tom Girardi or someone like a Tom Girardi would have been in jail. Who said he wasn't competent in the first place? Whoever allowed, because that happened literally overnight. Whoever allowed that, to me, in my opinion, was compromised. Either he owed Tom something or Tom had something on him, something. So who's ever doing his testing, we need to make sure they're legit. That Tom hasn't secretly paid off their mother's house or had a secret sexual relationship with their sister or something. Anyway, let's keep going. As the outlet explained, United States Magistrate Judge Karen L. Stevenson entered a not guilty plea on Thomas's behalf following an indictment days ago and sealed all of his health-related records. Also during the hearing, the judge set Thomas's bond at $250,000 under the assumption that his conservator, younger brother Robert Girardi, would have custody of him. Although Thomas wasn't ordered to wear an electronic monitor, he is restricted from traveling out of the Central District of California and required to turn over his passport and other travel documents. Thomas has also been banned from contacting any of his alleged victims or witnesses. I have a question. It says witnesses. There has been the question of if and when and whom is going to call Erika as a witness, right? But still, they're legally married. That whole fake separation, but never got an actual divorce. So can she say, spousal privilege and not be called as a witness against him? I'm not sure. Maybe there's legal loopholes in that. I'm not sure. But if I'm the prosecution, I'm calling her. I'm going to treat her as a hostile witness, but I'm going to make damn sure she's on my list as someone to speak against him and what he did. She may be hostile, meaning she's not really going to cooperate because she wants to help Tom. But you better be damn sure she would be on my witness list if I was prosecuting this. I don't know. Maybe there is spousal privilege. I'm not sure. All right, let's keep going. Moving forward, Thomas, who reportedly dropped his legal team, will be represented by a public defender. We did a whole deep dive into this situation. I have a conspiracy on that. I think he's trying to play like he doesn't have any money, but he does. Because how did he have his legal team on retainer in the first place? Who was paying them for the past 3 years? Now, that's why people are dumb criminals. Thomas Girardi, you want to tell me that you're acting like you don't have any money, right? That's how dumb people are. Also dumb because I think that he has been scheming so long and he's had all this money that he no longer has like common sense, like with how like the everyday person operates, right? Because logically, the everyday person, and even not even the everyday person, but let's just say a person in general, who doesn't legitimately have money, I'm not going to pay for a very expensive, high-power attorney to have them simply on retainer, because that's what they've been on, because he's only just been indicted like last week, and then he just got arraigned on Monday. So I'm not going to pay them their retainer thousands and thousands of dollars, right? Just to have it sit if I actually need money, if I'm actually destitute, if I'm actually in a bind, Imagine when you really, really need money and money's actually really tight. You think, what are the things I can get rid of? What can I cancel? What can I not spend money on? Because I actually need my money for this, that, and the third. And then something really unfortunate happens, right? We're not manifesting this. We're not speaking this. This is just a hypothetical. God forbid something happens and you actually need an attorney. That's when you scramble. That's when you're like, I'm going to, hit up everybody I can. I'm going to, flip over every couch seat, every nickel and dime I can, because I don't want a public defender. I want to get the best legal counsel I can, right? You're going to scrounge. You're going to do everything you can, because that's when it actually matters. That's when the pressure's on. That's when there's actually a consequence. Not what Tom Girardi is trying to play in our face with. You're saying that you don't have any money, so now you have to drop your legal team? That makes zero sense. Why were you paying them when you allegedly didn't have any money? But now when it actually matters, now when you're actually indicted, when there's actually an arraignment, now when you actually need your legal team to act on your behalf, now you don't have any money? That doesn't make any sense. That literally makes zero sense. That's like somebody who doesn't have money saying, I'm going to spend all my money on very, very expensive water. I don't know. I'm literally just making this up because it's so stupid. On very, very expensive water, like the most expensive water in the world. I don't know, Evian and blah, 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 blah. I'm just going to spend all my money on this water, even though I'm poor. I can't pay my rent. I can't buy food. I can't, get gas in the car. I'm going to spend all my money on very expensive water. And then all of a sudden there's a drought and there's no water. And the last thing you can do, and the only thing you really need is water because you're dehydrated or something. Is that the time when you're gonna go, you know what? I'm dehydrated, I'm parched. There's no water anywhere. You know what? Let me just stop buying all this water. Let me just stop buying all this water now that I'm actually dehydrated. Doesn't make sense, you idiot. Dumb criminals. Ugh. Anyway. Oh, and this is another thing, you guys. Is it just me? Or does something not add up with them spending over $500,000 on Barry's tickets? Am I the only one that's kind of like, bring, bring, bring. Hey, feds. Hey, FBI. I'm going to need you to do a deep dive into Barry's tickets. What exactly did they spend that $650,000 on again? I would need an itemized inventory of every single ticket, every single concert, and every single whatever it is that they spent that money on to ensure that this $650,000 really went to just, oh, thank you, Nancy. That is so sweet. I'm out here just running my mouth. I'm just running my mouth over here. Thank you so much for the super sticker. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much, Nancy. Right? Like, I'm going to need them to give me, I also need proof, right? Like, were they posting on Instagram? Were they posting on social media that they actually went to these events? You know, that these tickets were actually used. Not that Barry's tickets, I've never even heard of frickin' Barry's ticket. I thought Ticketmaster had a monopoly on all of the legitimate tickets. That's what I thought. Isn't that why Ticketmaster basically shut down with Taylor Swift and Adele and Beyonce? Because they basically have a monopoly on everything? Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Anyway, I need to make sure that all of those alleged purchases are legit. You know, not that they have like an actual ticket for $25,000. I'm just making this up. I have no idea. That they actually sell to a legit person, and then they just make a copy of that same exact ticket, claim, you know, that that's the ticket they're selling to Girardi and Erika and Christopher, and then somehow they're washing that $25,000 for them. Because personally, this whole Barry's ticket situation doesn't pass the sniff test. I think there's something going on there. The same way I think something was going on with American Express. Why was American Express the only creditor getting paid? Because I don't know about you, but if I'm already not paying millions of dollars, why would I be like, American Express, you're the one. You're the one I'm going to pay. No, I'd be like, I'm not paying any of y'all. You know? If I'm defaulting on my creditors, why would I pay any of them? I think there needs to be a deep dive into American Express. I think there needs to be a deep dive into this Barry's ticket. And there needs to be, and like I said earlier, there 100% needs to be a deep dive into anybody related to this investigation for the defense or the prosecution. Because it's not just the defense that's going to play dirty. They can have people on the prosecution side who are basically incels and moles who can sabotage, you know? I think anybody, legitimately anybody, even the freaking intern, somebody going to get the coffee, we need to know what's your social security number, your blood type, your mother's maiden name, where'd you go to school, last known address. Like, we need to know a lot about everybody involved in this. Because not only has Girardi paid so many people off in the past that owe him, but I think Thomas Girardi clearly still has a lot of access to a lot of money where he can pay people off now. Like new people he could pay off. Not even just people who just owe him a favor or they don't want their stuff exposed. It could be Joe Schmo. You know? Everybody's corruptible. Well, not everybody. Anybody. Anybody is corruptible. We're all human beings, right? We're all human beings. So I think everybody needs to be looked at, but I can't wait for the day they indict Erika on these charges. I think they're building their case against her. I think what they're doing now is they're going forward with the best evidence they have in the best strategic way that they can do it. But in my gut, I don't think that Erika won't be indicted for something. Unless they just say, let Uncle Sam take her in the other lawsuit. I don't know. But I want to know what you guys think. Put it down below. What do you think about all of this stuff? Do you think Tom really has dementia, or are you like us and you're just like, no, he's fake breaking it? What do you think about Erika Jayne? Do you think she will be held accountable or not? And what do you think about this countersuit, from, quote, Barry's Tickets? I don't know what that is. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe one day I'll be like, hey, Barry's Ticket, let me spend $500,000 on you. Maybe one day, never say never. But are you like me and you're kind of like, we need to do a deeper dive into this Barry's Ticket? I mean, I'm not, but I think the FBI should. I think let me put it this way, if I worked with the FBI or the feds, I would be doing a deep dive into Barry's. I would be doing a deep dive into any company, corporation, firm, association, person, vendor that these people have spent over $500,000 with. That's a huge red flag. On tickets? Okay. They must have went to Beyonce every single month with Adele and Taylor Swift and Jay-Z, and Tom Brady was with them as well. That's all I'm saying. But put it down below. I want to know what you guys think. Stick around, my beautiful candy canes, because I want to take some of your candy cane questions and comments, and I will drop the link again. But with that, you guys, you know what to do. Go ahead and like this video, subscribe to my channel, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss it when we go live. Also, be sure to share this with a friend, because a kiki is always better with the community. Check out our description box and join our newsletter. It is 100% free. You get a free self-love guide. Check out our podcast, books, movies, and courses below as well. So with that, you guys, let's take some of your candy cane questions and comments. And I'll drop the link again in case anybody wants to come up. Okay. All right. I'm just going to start in a random spot. So if I miss anybody's comments when I go through, I apologize. Bab says, damn, Sutton and Garcelle, we have the whole circus to deal with this season. They got the poster girl for Ozempic, the criminal, and the ding dong. Yes, Babs, that is my candy cane. That is my candy cane in the house. Hey, Gloria, she was making an example out of these people. This has to stop. I agree. Hey,